Uprooted trees, roofs torn off, and more than $1 million in damages. It was more than a mile long and of a quarter of a mile wide. An EF1 level tornado touched down in the Fallston area of Harford County. People and businesses there were hit very hard. 1 mile long stretch along Bel Air Road north of the Fallston area mall saw several businesses and homes damaged or destroyed. ABC 2 News' Jamie Costello live in the heart of some of that damage off Bel Air Road. Jamie, I drove through there right after the storm on Friday, and it was a mess. What's it looking like tonight?
Fallston can go down with La Plata, it can go down with East Baltimore, it can go down with Glendon. I mean, everywhere you look, you see damage here. It's a big chunk of Route 1. And look upstairs right now. Look, you can't tell me another one's coming. Please, please, spare these people. Right here, this is where Keith Matthews worked, and it was last Friday at this same time. He was in this shop. He's the best detailer in town, and just an hour ago, he went into great detail about how he survived this tornado from his hospital room at shock trauma.
I'm recovering in shock trauma. I got a steel rod in my leg. I broke my leg. And my arm, I popped out a socket, and they put it back in. I hope I don't have to get surgery and get it back in.
All right, he also went into detail that he's going to go into rehab starting tomorrow because he has to learn to walk all over again. We'll hear more about his conversation. I want to bring in Joce Sterman, who's been up here all day. You were there on Friday. Everywhere you look.
I know, Jamie, we could have spent absolutely all day going up and down Route 1, looking at businesses, talking to people who live here. There is damage as far as the eye can see. When we turned on from 152, there was not a single business that didn't have some sign of went through here. And this garage is far from the only thing that was damaged. Just behind that, an entire swath of trees was knocked down in this storm, which did damage all up and down Route 1. Now, the storm knocked down fences, trees, and even a set of a few local businesses as well. It said that toppling under its strength. In all, 3 people were hurt during this tornado. 2 of them at the auto body shop Jamie has been talking about, where they say a 2,500-pound wall collapsed. Businesses up and down Route 1, though, were also feeling the impact, although not as severe. Some of them, their roofs were torn off, sending the rain that came with that storm into their offices and their homes. It ruined the walls, it ruined the carpet. Many of them now have major construction projects ahead. The people we talked to were shocked. They now have to deal with such a huge mess.
And as I got closer to the building, I realized that the roof was gone, and we have something major to deal with. It's not going to be an easy fix.
It's an act of God, and you just have to take it the way it is.
And the damage from this incident, we're still not even sure how widespread it is in terms of money. At just that Fallston pharmacy complex that you saw at the tail end of that video there, the repairs there could be as much as $500,000, and that's just one little section of Fallston. As we mentioned, up and down this strip, you can see exactly where the tornado went through. It knocked down trees, it knocked down walls, creating a ton of damage. And in the next few days or so, as the insurance adjusters come out, as people come out to get potential estimates on what this damage will cost, we'll find out much more about the actual totals from all of this. And I am sure, Jamie, it's going to be a whopping total. There is a lot to see, a lot to clean up, and they're just getting started.
How far down Route 1 would you say when you start picking it up? I'd say a couple miles just north of Kingsville, and all of a sudden you start seeing the trees and you start seeing the damage.
It was obvious. I mean, it was like someone flicked a switch and said, start here, and then the damage continued all the way up, and then boom, done again. It's amazing that it also just kind of drops, picks up again, drops somewhere else, and then there are buildings that are just completely spared. Amazing stuff.
All right, I want to tell you a little bit about BGE and what they're doing. If you're out or without power, let me tell you that BGE is in there. BGE crews continue their work mainly in the Pleasant Hills area, and they're also working across the state. Nearly 800 employees worked around the clock to restore power to more than 34,000 customers. And the utility also sent its mobile operations center up to the Pleasant Hills, Fallston area to help you customers who are out without power. Coming up a little bit later on, we're going to take you to Country Life Farms, Kelly, where the great cigar was born. There were a lot of horses that kind of knew what was coming, even before us humans knew. And we'll also show you more damage widespread here today, up and down Route 1 in Fallston. Live tonight in Fallston, Jamie Costello, ABC 2 News. Kelly?
Jamie, look at some of that video out there, some of the damage. It's amazing that we didn't see any more injuries than what we have.
Look at this. I mean, he said, and we'll play this to you later, I'm going to just get out of the way, 3,500 pounds came crashing down on him. Had it not been some of the people that were working that day to come over and lift that heavy weight off of him, we'd have a different story out here in Fallston today. But look at all the metal, look at all the concrete wall right here. That's part of what fell on Keith Matthews. He's one lucky man. You'll hear more about his story. Kelly?
All right, thanks a lot, Jamie. We'll check back with you in a little bit.